There will come a day when you feel ready again, even if you can't imagine it right now. This is for the version of me who will finally open her heart to a new pet. I know the moment is coming, the moment when your life has a little more room, and your heart has a little more softness, and the ache has shifted into something gentler. From where I am now in the future, I can see the space where a new companion eventually fits. Not as a replacement, not as an erasure, but as a continuation, another chapter in a story that didn't end, even though it changed. I know how far away that feels to you today. Right now, the memories are still close, still sharp, still wrapped in that mix of sweetness and ache. You can still feel the weight of those final days, how heavy it was to make the decision you hoped you'd never have to make, and how relieved and devastated you were at the same time when the vet helped you let go. But in the future, I can see that moment differently. I can see the bravery in it. I can see the love. I can see the gentleness you didn't even know you were capable of. And because I can see all of that now, I also know that there comes a time, not rushed, not forced, when you'll feel strong enough, healed enough, and hopeful enough to let a new little soul into your life. I remember what it felt like after, how the house seemed to exhale in a different way, quieter, stiller, missing a heartbeat you had grown used to hearing even when you weren't listening. I remember the strange mix of habits you kept, the bowls you didn't put away, the bed you didn't move, the toys you stepped around even though no one was going to come running for them. I remember the memories that showed up without warning, the Christmas mornings with festive collars and tiny jingle bells, the way you laughed at the unimpressed look you got in return. I remember how you'd toss the ball and wait expectantly, forgetting every time that fetch was not a game that made sense. Why would anyone retrieve a perfectly good toy they already had? I remember the warmth of sitting together in front of the fireplace, the way the quiet wasn't empty when you weren't alone. I remember how small moments felt like entire worlds. And I remember the first time you let yourself think about the possibility of loving another animal, and how quickly you shut that thought down. Not because you didn't want it, but because something in you still felt disloyal for even imagining it. I understand that hesitation. I remember it vividly. But from where I stand now, I see that loving someone new doesn't take anything away from the love you had. It simply proves how big your heart actually is. There comes a moment, subtle, almost unnoticeable, when something inside you shifts. You don't wake up one morning suddenly healed. It's softer than that. It starts with a memory that brings more warmth than pain, then another, and then another. You begin to hold your past with fondness instead of fragility. You start remembering the joy more than the ending. You find yourself talking about your old companion with more laughter than tears. And that's when I know you're becoming me. The future version of yourself who can hold love and grief in the same hands without feeling like one betrays the other. You won't rush it. You won't force it. You won't use a new animal to fill an old ache. But you will eventually recognize that your home feels ready again. Your routines feel ready again. Your heart feels ready again. You will feel that emptiness inside of you not as a wound, but as an opening, a gentle, undeniable truth. You are meant to love again. You won't replace what you lost. You'll honor it, by letting your heart stay alive. When you stand in that future moment, the one I can already see, I want you to remember this. You're not being unfaithful. You're not choosing one over the other. You're not diminishing your past by stepping into something new. You are loving because you were loved. You are opening because you were met with trust and loyalty and companionship that shaped entire seasons of your life. Letting another animal into your world isn't replacing anything. It's continuing the story that your first companion helped begin. And when the day comes that you find yourself reaching out your hand to a new little one, when you feel that familiar tug of connection, when you imagine what it might be like to bring them home, I want you to allow that moment. I want you to welcome it without guilt. I want you to recognize it as the tribute it really is. The proof that love didn't end. It simply grew. You deserve that joy again. And another soul out there deserves you. Signed, the me you're becoming, who knows that loving you means loving again. P.S. Tell me in the comments how you knew it was time to move on. And if someone you love is in their own season of healing, feel free to share this letter with them.